Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian Community's movers and shakers. Join our hosts, Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira guy Nissen, as well as the Jira amigos in the Peanut Gallery, as we sit down and discuss the latest going on in the Atlassian ecosystem. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life, the Jira Life chose us.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
I've never been a big fan of the double highs or the double hellos.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. That's just you. That's a you problem.
Is it? You think so?
Or let me rephrase that. Did you know that was a you problem?
I should have started with, did you know I don't like double hellos? I was kind of the KK though, like KK just on like okay. I love the KK.
Oh,
Just don't add any more.
I know. I stop at 2. Don't worry. But at least Sean Doe knows what's up. He agrees with me. I don't know. I don't get the hello.
It just feels natural, man.
have you thought about going to therapy for that? You know,
For the double hello?
I did, but they said there was no help for me.
for both of you.
Ronnie, weren't you doing something wacky last weekend too? Oh yeah. He wrote a message to himself on LinkedIn. And then
I was arguing with myself.
Oh my goodness.
There's no hope for Rodney.
I mean, that's what they told me.
Did you all know that we have a special guest today?
I have
do?
heard tell.
I don't know, but for the Peanut Gallery, we're gonna start a drinking game. Somebody in the chat keep track of how many times do we say, did you know?
And Alex, why would they may want to keep track of that?
Well, maybe our guest can do a little bit of this or a little bit of that.
I can just do this. Is that what you want?
Did you know?
So yes, our guest today is Kristjian. He's great friend. We met through the Atlassian Creators Program, and he is the face of Did You Know for the Atlassian community.
Thank you for having me on today.
And now we have the best guest ever.
Appreciate that. That's a nice warm welcome.
You look slightly different. Help me understand. What changed on your face?
Yes. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware of, but there's this new thing. It's called summer beard. It looks a lot lighter on the face. It's not as hot in the summer, and it's not as long either. So that's what happened. I just thought I'd shave for the summer. See, the thing is, a couple of years ago, I had a beard and all the way until like the fall. And then I shaved it off. I don't know. I just do that regularly. And I had a anti-tan. I had a tan line on my face where the beard used to be. So my daughter made fun of me, and after that, I'm kind of conscientious about that. Either I have to be
in the summer you shave just to cover your bases.
Yes, or I have to have the beard like all the way until next summer, just in case, right? So
what is this TBT, by the way? It threw me off when I first logged in here.
Oh,
You don't know what TBT is?
throw is part of it. So you close. Throwback Thursdays.
And you're the founder of it?
No, but
It says on there.
I
Also founder of TBT, Throwback Thursday.
not a founder of it, but I do Throwback Thursdays on the community, Atlassian community. So on Thursdays, early mornings, for the last 173 Thursdays in a row,
Was
I
that
have
2 years?
posted Throwback Thursday posts. Yes. Last week was about swimming. At what age did you learn how to swim? And this week, I think we're talking about, what was it? Family reunion stories.
Let's answer that. Alex, what age did you learn how to swim?
I don't know. I want to say it was high school. I mean, I do have memories. I learned formally. I learned how to swim when I was like 3 or 4 years old. My aunt took me to swimming lessons, but I stopped swimming from that age of 4 all the way until high school. So naturally, I forgot. So my friends just threw me into the deep end one day, and it was fight or flight. So I learned how to swim.
And we know how that story went.
37 is when I learned how to swim.
37?
Like 6 weeks ago?
Just a couple of years ago. Yeah.
You're closer. You're pushing 40, Rodney?
I'm more than pushing 40.
You're over 40?
No, I am.
You're 40.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. No one ever believes that.
I don't believe. I thought we were like literally the same age.
No, man. No. But we think I had a drowning incident as a young child and psychological scarring, phobias, all that. I've always been terrified how to swim. My wife, for one of our big anniversaries, she really wanted to go to Florida Keys and she wanted to do snorkeling, scuba diving, all the stuff. And she's like, I want you to go with me. So we're getting over this. So I literally spent a year before this, because this was, again, our big anniversary, getting over my phobia and learning how to swim.
Wow.
This trip.
Have you seen Despicable Me 4?
Have not.
So we went to go watch Despicable Me 4. I don't think this was in Despicable Me 4, but I think one of the movie trailers at the beginning, I took my my nephews. My sons and my nephews went, and we were watching the trailers. These kids are tiny. Like, my nephews are like, I don't even think they're clear 3 feet, right? And no spoilers. I'm pretty sure this was from a trailer, not from the actual movie itself. But there's a scene where like this kid, like, he's like, here you go, learn how to swim, and just tosses him into the deep end. And so my little nephews, they weigh like 20 pounds. So I grab him and I go, here you go, just like in the movie. But I held on to him, right? But I gave him that little suspense that he was, or feeling sensation that he was gonna go, like his life was on the line. And the little kid goes and grabs his brother. He's like, here you go, learn how to swim, and tosses him into the pool. I was like, oh boy, this is why I'm not allowed to be an uncle.
Bad uncle.
Yeah, well.
Bad uncle.
You see, I'm a much better uncle, but that's also because I'm older and wiser.
At least older, huh?
Wiser is debatable.
I knew you were older than me, but I thought it was like closer to like a year or two.
Well, the thing is, with age, it's just a relative thing, isn't it? Once you reach a certain age, you kind of feel like everybody's the same age or close to your age. And,
yeah.
It's just, it's hard to tell, right? Like, I'm 24, and you wouldn't think it, but I am. So,
but like learning how to swim, right? Like learning how to swim, I think honestly, I think the best way to learn how to swim is to just literally get thrown into the deep end, and hopefully,
unless you drown and get resuscitated and have psychological scarring,
right? But the moment you realize that you're not gonna die, that's when you learn how to swim. Because I think it's this whole living up to that moment in time where you don't think you're gonna die. Then once you realize that your body's gonna like push you up, you're fine. You won't die, and now you can swim.
Yeah, I think it would necessarily work.
Yeah, I think King Bob is gonna have to make extra disclaimers for this episode.
But there's a tie into Jira, right? There's a tie into what's the best way to learn a scary tool like Jira, if not getting tossed into the deep end.
I mean, I absolutely agree, because that's how I did it. And even with swimming, I eventually had to make that jump into the deep end and just trust that I had it. But that doesn't make it any less scary to deal with. And that's something that definitely should be acknowledged.
But let's compare getting thrown into the deep end like you and I did versus did you know methods of learning, because your methods aren't, I wouldn't consider them deep end tosses, would you?
No, because they were trying to inform people about what functionality and features are available in the Atlassian tools. And by the way, before we leave the deep end, I think it's fine being thrown into the deep end to learn some scary tool, as long as the deep end is in a sandbox. Don't do it on production. Okay, just might want to clarify that. Yeah.
So get thrown into the deep end as long as you're in the right deep. As long as you're in a pool that can like pull you back out.
My first instance was a production, and it was very much figure it out because you're getting the tickets tomorrow one way or another.
Oh.
Not the way I would recommend people learn.
And that's the thing. Yeah. and And the thing about, history is that even though people have been able to do things the crazy way, the scary way, or it doesn't mean that's the best way to do it.
But there's value though in just doing.
Yes. Oh, totally. Totally.
Right? Because I feel like a lot of people, they procrastinate to learn.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what I love about your Did You Know, because I feel like your Did You Know series gives you just enough of an itch to be curious.
Thank you.
And then keep going.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the reason I like it is it's educational. You're learning the right way to do things from the start. As I mentioned, with Jira, I got thrown in the deep end, and there is a lot of things early in my career that looking back were just plain, either I believed something wrong or it was just plain wrong. And that's technical debt that eventually someone had to go back and clean up. And had I had a gentler approach, that's mistakes I wouldn't have had to make and learn from.
So let's talk about that for a second. Is there a way to have a floaty on while you're learning Jira?
I think we've already said it.
Yeah. And
You're right, no, but like pragmatically, like what is a good way for somebody else other than watching the Did You Know series to feel like you have some sort of a life protection device like a floaty as you're jumping into the deep end of Jira?
What about the Atlassian community? Can that fit as a floaty?
But the Atlassian community, I feel like, is an even scarier pool than Jira itself.
Well, what about Ape Tech?
There's only 600 videos. There's like 1 million community posts.
I think there is never. I've always advocated for more of a apprentice approach rather than just here's the system, figure it out. Have a senior admin with you that could teach you what you don't know. Could be looking over and go, hey, are you sure you really want to do that? That's not the right way to do things. Kind of like pair programming, but I mean, it's more an apprenticeship. It's more like, here, you're going to be doing something. You're going to be doing something valuable while we're in the process of learning. But the ultimate goal is to get you to the point where you can stand on your own.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually how I learned. I got into Jira. I was a project manager and manager over a group of people, different things. And then the role changed, and there was a Jira admin at my company, and he just took me under his wing and basically apprenticeship. He just went to the back end of issues in the system admin console, and then just went from start at the top at issue types and issue type schemes, and just went down the list and taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
And then he made me, he had me go and create a project and all the schemes, and then he helped me bit by bit. Because the thing is, you want just enough, as kind of like you talked earlier, you want enough to get the eds or, know enough to get going, but you don't want to be lectured the whole book, the first day.
Now, if we look back at your Did You Know, right? Have you thought of like, do your Did You Knows make it into the Atlassian community, or are they just LinkedIn posts?
They're just LinkedIn posts.
So how do I go back and look at your collection other than going to like 6 or 100 and what was it, 173? No, that was
Throwback Thursdays.
How long have you been doing Did You Know?
Oh, I think I started. Yeah, I think I started like February, March last year.
So Did You Know has been going on for a year and a half?
Year and a half almost, yeah.
I mean, Kristjian, you're being very modest. Because I know on LinkedIn, you've only been doing that since last year. But I've attended some of your ACE community events. And I know internally at various companies, you've been doing it far longer.
Yeah, I have. So for the company I work for, Unitas, I've been doing this since fall of 22, I think it was.
So you could write a book, essentially, just Did You Know bullets.
I don't know if it would be very interesting to read, though.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, it's a coffee table book for Jira admins.
Yeah, that's true. Or we can just do Did You Know, and then the ellipsis, and then the ellipsis in front of all the other ones, right?
What you gotta do is we just gotta feed it into a ChatGPT type of model or something so you can find them quicker.
Do that. Okay, but I gotta. I have a. Did you know that passed me? I missed. Atlassian made some changes, I think, recently, where
Dude, that's the story of my life, man.
yeah.
We're gonna Atlassian making changes every day.
Yeah, like 3 minutes ago.
Right. We just got a new change.
Where when you're working in Jira Service Management and you're creating a new request type, the summary field is already on there, and they put it on there, and you can't move it, you can't delete it. And then if you attach a form, and if you, for example, the use case would be if people answer no to a question, like, are you prepared? Whatever. Have you looked at the list? Have you checked out? Have you done your homework? And if they answer no, it would be a conditional section. And I would leave the summary out of that section, which means that the submit
You can't though, because it's a non-negotiable.
Create button becomes gray, and therefore you can't send in a ticket.
Right. Because the summary is non-negotiable. You have to have a summary.
Yeah, but this use case actually bans people who say no to the answer no from creating a ticket because they have to do their homework first. See, that's the idea. Well, Atlassian doesn't allow summary to be in a conditional section anymore.
But it could be before.
Yes.
It could be.
Yes. I don't know. Do you guys know when this change was made?
No.
Let me just call my girl Anu over here, and she'll let us know.
Because I think I did a forum 4 months ago that was using this use case, and then it was allowed. It kind of makes sense. I believe what Atlassian is trying to do is help us as admins to not put the summary in conditional sections where this could happen. But this just happens to be my use case.
You know what they should do is tell you when you're renaming the status. Actually, they do tell you. They do have a pretty big message that says renaming the status. It blows my mind how people just push through warnings and just click.
I mean, that warning is also new because there's once upon a time where that was not there.
Atlassian changing things every day, man.
Yeah, I heard some YouTuber was complaining about it, said it should be a fireable offense, so they decided to put some warnings there.
It should be.
But I wanna know, Alex, did you just pile through it and change in progress to something else one time in your Jira life?
In my history of being a Jira admin, I think I can't remember. I know that warning is there now. I haven't renamed the status in a very long time, but I definitely know I've been guilty of renaming a status in my tenure as a Jira admin.
I would really like to see the Jira admin who hadn't. And maybe it's because they had a good apprenticeship and know better because someone told them, hey, here's the problems when you try to do that. But far and above, most Jira admins I've talked to have had that experience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That one and making the fields required in the field configuration. I vividly remember that one. Everybody went to lunch and we were all out. And when we came back, there were so many emails. Chaos.
Fire everywhere.
Yeah. Chaos had ensued while we were out. Like that's like the last time I ever went out to lunch after making a change in Jira.
So I was in the middle of a instance cleanup and I had yet to remove everyone's admin permissions. It was a work in progress, but it wasn't done yet. And one morning, one of the guys who had admin permissions who should not have, he decides he's going to help me out because I am stuck in traffic. I'm not going to be there for like another hour. And he really wants this new field made required. He did not look to see where the field configuration was shared. And certainly, sure enough, there was another project that used that field configuration, but didn't have that field he wanted to make required. So guess what happened as soon as he did it? I'm sitting there in the middle of traffic and my phone starts blowing up because no one could create issues anymore and no one knows why. And I'm like, I promise you, I made no changes from the middle of 285.
See,
That's what I love about Jira. Jira doesn't lie. I'm so thankful that Atlassian's log files have gotten so much better.
Yeah. And this is the reason why you don't make changes just before you go to lunch, or just before you go into the weekend, or just before you go into vacation. I had this, I knew about this one guy, one admin, that vacation time, and by the way, vacation time in Iceland is like 5 weeks, something crazy like that. For every month you work, you get two days off, and that's by law. So he would somehow use the vacation that he had planned as a deadline for him to finish stuff. So as he got closer to his vacation time, the more excited he got about finishing all these tasks and projects. And then he would go on vacation, go offline. And then the next day, okay, what the heck? How come we can't create tickets? Or why is this doing that? Whatnot. And he's off and enjoying his vacation. So it's just not a good timing, is it? Not just before summer.
But at least Atlassian is making some better changes, right? Because like private filters, I've tried this. I haven't been able to get it to work on mine, but apparently Jira admins can now modify private filters. That's huge. Huge.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have been able to change the ownership.
Yeah, but
but this is great.
Just being able to at one point, private filters meant
there.
One point in the past, private filters meant just that. I mean, you couldn't even, as an admin, see they existed, let alone modify ownership or do anything else. The only way you had any say in it is literally go into the database and start making changes, which again, you never really want to do.
No. And that's nothing too. I was thinking about when you were talking earlier, Rodney, about being thrown into the deep end and you had to do your learning on the production system. Today, whereas most of the instances are in the cloud, and it's so easy to spin up a new sandbox or a test instance in the cloud, it's just totally different environment. It was a lot harder, before, when we had to spin up a new server, maybe even on its own hardware to be the sandbox, right? Yeah. So we should take advantage of that. And now, at least enterprise users can have more than just one sandbox, which is awesome. And you can have a sandbox.
Is that a thing now? This is the part that breaks my heart too when Atlassian pushes changes. Like, I've been doing my summer videos, right? And every Monday it's a different, like, very much inspired by Did You Know type of video, right? Where it's highlighting a new feature. And I swear I made my list in May. And I'm going into it and I'm like, why can't I still not do this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's just capabilities that Atlassian promised us 2-3 months ago that just don't exist still.
Well, it's on the roadmap, yeah. And we can.
But they're like announced, like, hey, it's coming or it's gonna be here. Like, why tease us that far?
Well, hey, did you know that you can now copy a dashboard gadget, replicate it?
Really?
Yes.
Copy paste?
That to me is an awesome feature. The place I used to work for before, we had been using Jira since 2010 in an IT, service, ITSM sector. And a lot of the filters there were filter results. Well, the gadgets were filter results. And sometimes we'd have like 8 or 10 of them on a dashboard. And creating them was just the worst, adding all the columns and, right? It's just not fun work. But now you can just copy and paste them. Yeah. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah. I was going to say, the last time that you and I spoke, we were talking about the calendars and how Atlassian's like, oh, we're embedding the calendars in your Jira projects. Yeah. And at that time, they were only visible as a calendar in the jar. But now they're in the, like, some of my Jiras have it in the, it's like below the backlog in the active sprint.
Yeah, in the panel. Yeah, it
But
used to
some
be
of them
just,
don't. And I'm like, why can't this be more consistent?
So we actually do have a question, which means we're going to go a little bit like we would do for one of Alex's live learnings. What is the difference between duplicate and copy?
of
I'm assuming dashboard gadgets.
Yeah, going back to the gadgets conversation.
yeah. Okay. Well, I guess it's duplicate. I think it is because you can't really paste it, so it's just a duplicate. So you duplicate.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you set up a gadget, a dashboard gadget, and you do all the configuring of it. Like if it's a filter results, you add all the columns you want and all that, and then you can go in and when you click on configure, there's a copy now or duplicate, and then you duplicate the same. You just get the same, another copy of it.
I mean,
And then you could go in and change the filter, for example.
yeah, and that's big. That is massive because that is such a time saver when you're building a dashboard that has like 6 of the same gadgets.
Mm-hmm. It's massive. The
but-
only difference between them can be like if you have a pie chart, the only difference between some of these is just statistic type on the pie chart. Get the same filter, right? But
and I've had those jobs where I've set it up 6 of this is pretty much the exact same pie chart. I'm just looking at different fields.
Yeah.
I would still like a copy so I could go, okay, there's this dashboard gadget on this one dashboard that I really like. I could copy that, go over to another dashboard and paste it.
Yeah.
That functionality I still think would be useful, but I'm still excited about just being able to duplicate.
We take the duplicate for sure. I mean, that's great. And that's maybe just part of it. The Jira is maturing bit by bit. We're getting more and more functionality. Alex is laughing. I guess you feel there's some regression happening too.
Maturing. It sounds to me like they're just trying to justify the increase in October on prices.
Oh, well.
Dude, when have they ever needed to justify that?
Because they always say, we've added so many new features that we're giving you a bargain increase.
I mean, that still wouldn't have stopped them even if they hadn't.
Such is life, I suppose. What would be cool talking about copying? When you use when you're in a company managed project and you're making a new Jira project, right? You can obviously base that new project off of an existing project, which basically creates a template and it copies the configurations over, right? But the board's a problem. The boards don't get copied. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you have a preference? Do you either make a brand new board and then set the configurations, like the filter and the columns, or do you make a copy of the board and then change the filter?
Yeah, latter.
Which method do you prefer?
I do the latter. Because if you configure the board with the swim lanes and quick filters and added board admins and all that jazz, I prefer to go and just copy the board.
But it's easy to forget to update the filter, and you got two filters pointing to the same data.
Yeah, I mean it's not a perfect life. It's the Jira life.
It would be nice to be able to copy the board and maybe not set that filter.
I disagree with you, Alex. I disagree with you because I think Atlassian is doing a little too much of these shortcut features. Which is kind of like what you were asking for. Get the same but just a little bit different. I think, there's just too many asks, right? There's too many nuances, and everybody looks at life differently, and they want, they got 300 things they're asking for. My 300 things are not the same as your 300 things, Alex.
Yeah,
Probably 300 things, and now we got 900 just between the three of us.
I know, right?
Yeah,
but think about Jira would be 900 times better.
Would it be? I mean, I think that's the whole reason behind the marketplace is for when we have these niche requests that may say only I need, but Kristjian and Alex don't need. I could go to the marketplace, find an app that
board cloner. By the way, did you know that you no longer need something like deep clone to make cloned issues?
Oh, No
We
longer
are
need
really
deep
trying to find the ways to use Did You Know?
No, I learned that today because the clone capability is not new in Jira, right? But what I learned today is that when you clone an issue, you now have the option to clone the children as well.
Oh,
Which is the only reason I was using something like deep clone was to clone the descendants.
but can you clone to a different project?
No, but you can clone and move.
But then deep clone does this 2 steps in 1 step.
Yeah, but
See,
free versus not
see,
free.
and I'm just playing at devil's advocate. But see how we could always ask for more. Can we have a slightly lighter blue color here, please? It just, what do you have, right?
Dude, talking about colors, wouldn't it be nice if Epix gave you more color options than just those 9 that they give you?
You'd want a whole hex code.
I think that would be the most ideal. Just let me put in the hex value. Why are you limiting me to 12 values?
Yeah.
There's another app idea, Epic Color Changer. Did you know that's how custom chart for Jira started?
Okay.
And speaking of custom charts for Jira, we had the guy behind the guy post a little bit ago saying we need a good bar graph gadget for Jira.
Who's the guy behind the guy?
And some guy on YouTube.
A good bar graph gadget. Yeah.
I mean, that's custom charts for Jira in a nutshell.
Custom. I don't even get me going down that path,
Yeah.
man. I'm so mad.
I mean, Tempo still needs to reach out to us because I will absolutely take that sponsorship in a heartbeat.
Speaking of sponsorships, did you know? Does anybody sponsor you?
No,
Has anybody approached you to it?
I'm a self-sponsored man.
What would
Well,
that look like? Like, what would your ideal sponsorship look like if that were to become a thing? Have you thought about it? How do you monetize your brand?
Yeah. No, I haven't thought about it too much, but
I mean, sometimes you just do things for the love of it.
yeah.
Not everything has to be monetized.
Speaking
I
of which,
know.
how are those 32 panels going?
Which panels?
The solar panels?
My solar panels?
Yeah.
Well, they're working right now.
Good. Are they heating the pool?
No, they're strictly to cool the house down.
How is that working?
I'm not sweating right now, so it's all good. I don't know how people live in hot times, man. It is unbearable.
I don't know what that would look like sponsoring, but it could be fun.
I think I would
Join
I
some-
would take all your Did You Know posts and just stick them in an ebook and just go, hey, $5, $10. I'd buy it because then I don't have to go searching for just the value of like I saved a weekend's worth of searching for your Did You Knows and just have them all in one collection.
Yeah.
Or even like a weekly email or a monthly email. It's like, here's all the Did You Knows, or here's all the previous Did You Knows plus our new Did You Knows.
That'd be a good way to do it.
I just
So
want to be
what-
able to find all the Did You Knows because I don't want to go hunting for the Did You Knows.
And actually, I got it internally at my company. I got a request for that because I used to post in the department that I belong to, technology department, 200 people in there. I used to post there, and then beginning of the year, somebody approached me and said, "Hey, sometimes I want to go back. I remember that you posted. Did you know about something? And I want to go back and read it and review it or get the link, to the article on the Atlassian community." So he asked me if we could have a dedicated Slack channel for Did You Know posts. So I started up that Slack channel, and that's been nice. And then the only thing we have in there are Did You Know posts.
There you go. See, so then you're already one step further to just making like a PDF made available of all the Did You Knows.
Yeah.
Collect that email.
I think it'd be cool to have like a sticker book, with a sticker of my face or something that they could play with.
Did you
Do
know?
you think that will help with the attention, lack of attention span that people have nowadays?
I think that'd be a godsend for ADHD people. Just have the Did You Knows around the monitor as stickers.
Dude, no. What it should be is a sticky, like it should be on the bottom of every sticky, kind of like that Dilbert calendar thing. Or I
Yeah.
think somebody earlier said like you should have a 365-day calendar.
Did you know? Yeah. So
Every day. Did you know? An advent calendar?
Hey, think about it. What Atlassian came out with 1,000 changes in the previous year. They told us at a team.
Did you
right?
know that the 1,000 posts right there?
That's 3 a day.
Yeah, there you go. See, it's like a evergreen content for you.
Yeah, we'd have morning, we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Did you know?
Then you do the collector's edition. Can you collect all the sticky packets?
Trading cards. There we go.
Trading
Trading cards.
You're gonna have us at the next team just like exchanging. Like there's gonna be one of this. Did you know? You
I'm
got
missing 34. Who has card 34?
No, yeah. Wow. If I get some great sponsorship, yeah, then we'll get creative about it.
I may need to talk to some people on your behalf because I will absolutely go about collecting some trading cards. I think that is
That'll be fun.
both fun and just a funny idea.
Could we do like, did you know Crocs?
No, Crocs is very, very particular.
They have gone
a lot.
after creators who have they don't like people doing anything with their brand.
Oh,
But I do believe the little pins are open.
okay.
So did you know little pins for your Crocs?
Open up, yeah. Yeah. So, did you know that we're going to Anaheim for next team?
How
In the
can you
US?
not know? Is you're coming to my house?
Is all the rooms booked in your house?
I know, right? I got Rodney. I think I got Ed, and there's plenty of room.
Bob.
Okay. How about the tent sites in your backyard? Have you already taped them up?
I know, right? Yeah.
I think start making the plots.
I think Brittany called dibs on my driveway because it'll fit her 34-foot camper there.
34-foot. Okay. Is it an RV or a pull-by truck?
I think it's a fifth wheel. No,
it's a fifth wheel.
it's a fifth wheel.
So 34 feet with the truck.
With the truck, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, tiny little Brittany. my wife's like Brittany. Like when she got to meet her. My wife got to meet Brittany in Vegas, and she's like I can't wait to meet Brittany. I'm like, she's tiny. She's like smaller than me. I'm like, she's smaller than you. I love Brittany. She's like a fun
you want though, Alex? You've always come across on the screen as like a 6-foot plus person.
I'm average. I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
You were at least 6 foot to me.
You think so?
Yeah. You got that presence about you.
Thanks.
Maybe the wisdom is just it's your wisdom. Last thing was, hey, but one question though. Do we know about hotel resort?
That's gonna be tricky because that area is so distributed when it comes to hotels.
Yeah, but where is it held? Do you guys know? Where's
it's gonna be at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Anaheim Convention Center. Okay.
But there's no hotels. There's no hotel. It's not like Vegas where you're the convention is the hotel. Like it's not like that. Okay. So there's a lot of walking involved here.
Ooh.
There will be a lot of walking and the hotels are not. They're not like Las Vegas where they're like. I mean, they're all in the same street. But it's a giant. It's. I mean, it's not as big as Vegas Street, but
still a lot of walking.
The other thing that's very different from as opposed to Vegas is there's no taxing. I mean, you might be able to get an Uber, but there's definitely no taxis. And I mean, there are, but I would say 1/100th of what you see in Vegas. So getting around is going to be interesting.
So, good idea to maybe buy some cars and jump on the Uber service.
I would get a rental if you're coming to Orange County. Orange County is a drivable city. It's not like Vegas where you can walk to places.
It's a drivable city, meaning it's non-walkable city.
Correct.
Okay.
Fun.
Well, I guess we can bundle up with Sean Doyle because he's got 30 rooms blocked at the Marriott.
Nice. I'm just gonna. I don't know that I'll drive there. I'll probably get dropped off.
So how far away do you live?
I'm about 3 miles away.
You're 3 miles away from the convention center?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the real question is, do I need to pack a tent when I'm figuring out how to carry everything on the airplane?
Well, hey, this is so this is going to be what, late April?
No, 8th through the 10th, no, something like that.
Oh, it was early April.
Yeah, early April.
Okay, average banana.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
fun.
on the Alex scale of hot, how hot will it be?
It's April, still very cold. We'll be lucky if it's not raining.
Okay, what is the definition of cold here? Because Californians have a very weird
63.
definition of cold.
It'll be in the 60s. It'll definitely
That's not
be
cold.
60. What are you
It's not
talking
cold,
about?
man.
That's freezing.
That's California.
No,
cold.
freezing is 32 or 0, depending on what
We
scale
don't get
you
that.
use.
No, because our coldest is 50. So we're we're closer to our freezing than it is to hot. Did I ever tell you guys that my story, like Southern California 50s, like it's cold, like 55, which is like a good average. I would say 60, 61, 62 is a typical like December through April weather, right? And I went to Seattle in January. It was like 40 degrees, and I'm like, what is this madness? And I was like trying to like bundle up to try to get warm again in the office, and everybody's like, how have you not been that cold before? I'm like, 50 is like this cold. Like if it drops to 50 in Southern California, like we're doomed. Like it's game over, right?
And I always
So
laugh at that because I've worked with a lot of Californians, and this is like a universal opinion. Anything below 60 is into the world weather.
Yes, it's seriously is, right? And so I remember like again dropping down to the 40s, and I'm like, what is this? Like I've never been so cold in my life. Then the next month, my boss sends me to St. Louis. It was freaking 0 degrees. And I was like,
Which 0 degrees?
Fahrenheit. And I was like, this is ridiculously cold.
But
And
it's so it's humid, right?
in California,
Yeah, or by the coast.
it's everybody says it's humid, but it does not feel like a southern humidity. Like,
I mean, humidity is not really a problem until you get into the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
And even then, it's really depending on how you deal with it.
yeah, I would say there's humidity, but I would say it's a dry heat, but nowhere near like the dry heat that Phoenix and Vegas have.
That's a drier heat.
But it's I don't breathe air. Sorry, I don't breathe water like I do when I go to like Texas or the Midwest.
Yeah.
I really need to get you out to Atlanta.
I'm gonna
Like,
be
within the
there
next month or
like in
two.
a week. I'm gonna be there next week. And again, it's not a dry heat. That's not the right description of it because it's still wet heat, but relative to like Florida heat and like Midwestern heat, it's a dry heat in my opinion because you don't feel any water.
It's a drier heat, but it's not a dry heat.
I will tell you though, whatever heat you want to describe, you just need a good like a draft from a wind, from like just from the ocean breeze, and it's an instant 10 to 15 degrees colder in the shade. Like if you're under the shade, like right now it's 96 degrees outside, but the sun's covering my house is covering the sun. So in the pool it's like freaking cold now. Like I'm shivering when I'm in the pool because it's so cold. Even though it's 96 degrees outside.
So LA has an average humidity of 71%.
Right. But you compare that to like Atlanta and it's like the same amount, but it doesn't feel like that.
I think Atlanta has 171% humidity or something.
I mean, it depends on temperature. Once we get into the really hot temperatures like we're at now, upper 80s, lower 90s, sometimes high 90s, it'll actually cause the humidity percentage to go down. That's because the air can hold so much more water.
It's already
we still got so much water in the atmosphere. It's not saturated anymore, but it is still plenty of water there, and you definitely feel it.
That's kind of crazy.
I will tell you though, whatever it is, I'm just hoping it's not raining because last year, all of April it rained.
And last year, LA got a tornado, didn't it?
Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare to get this much rain, but I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, it's not raining because you're walking the whole time for a team. So bring a rain jacket.
Yeah, okay, that's a good tip.
Did you know that I never owned a rain jacket until I went to Seattle and I learned that apparently there's like waterproof jackets. I would just wear a hoodie because that's all you need. It doesn't rain out here enough to not wear cotton. Until my coworkers are like, "Why are you wearing cotton in the rain?" I'm like, "That's all I own." I did not know that they made materials that were like waterproof because we don't need it. It doesn't. It literally rains like a week out of the whole year here.
So,
So
are you gonna
but-
hook us up with Disneyland passes?
I would
is
like.
that gonna be part of the fee for camping in your yard?
I think we're gonna try to figure something out. It's got to be a coordinated effort, so we got to do it now. But there's a possibility to do something.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that Bash won't be at Disneyland.
Oh.
I don't think Bash will be at Disneyland. I think Bash will be at Disney's California Adventure.
Okay. Why do you think that, Alex?
Because DCA usually gets bought out for private events more like that.
Okay.
DCA closes earlier, right? Disneyland usually closes at midnight. DCA usually closes at 10 or 8 p.m. So it's easier for them to close it down at 6 p.m. on a Thursday night and just open it up to the park. And it's not Disneyland, right? Everybody wants to be at Disneyland.
Okay.
Not a lot of people care about DCA.
So you're betting DCA is
I'm betting DCA is the Bash party.
To me, DCA is Department of Consumer Affairs.
That's going to be an interesting bet.
Disney's California Adventure. DCA does not have all the Star Wars attractions. It has all the Marvel attractions.
You just lost Bob.
Yeah. It has all the Marvel stuff. It has all the Cars Land, but no Marvel. I mean, sorry, no Star Wars.
Oh well. So what are we at? Okay.
So we're making the card stickers.
Yeah.
Or we're making the cards. We're making stickers. We're making the book. I really think you should
desk
stick
calendar
PDF, man.
PDF a calendar, and then sell like electronic frames to display the calendar on the wall.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking just like a one-a-day rip-off calendar.
Oh, okay. One of those thick ones.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned one. Is there still a printing press that can do that?
I'm sure somewhere.
Somewhere in the basement.
I got a cousin that does printing if you're interested. You know what you could do?
Now we know the real reason why Alex brought up the calendar idea.
You should do like a mouse pad. Like a big old giant mouse pad. Full of like did you knows.
Okay. Robert has the dad jokes.
I think at a minimum though you should stick them into a PDF and let us have it.
Oh. Share the PDFs with the clickable links.
I think the PDF, collect the email, say here's my 450-page book on the last year and a half of Did You Know?
And
Edition one.
each
And then
page
it's
is just
evergreen
one.
content.
Did you know?
Yeah, it's like you release it out in a quarterly.
Quarterly cadence. Okay, so who would be some good sponsors to do the Did You Know? What would gel well with Did You Know?
The sponsorship game is interesting. They got to see that return on investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, or at least think they have it. Get some, right?
It's there's two ways that I've seen the sponsorships, and it's brand recognition is one of them, and then obviously sales is the second one, right? And so like with me with like Resolution, it's half of them are brand recognition and half of them are just sales. So it can go either or. So it really depends on the company. But if the company you're partnering up with is simply just trying to get their name out there, their company name out there, then you don't want to find someone like Resolution where they're already pretty well established. They just want their name everywhere.
They want to be the people you think of when you think of add-ons.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But then you got to be careful, though. You got to be careful with sponsorships because they own you.
So the stickers are still on the Tesla?
Are the stickers still on the Tesla?
Yeah.
The Salto stickers?
Yeah.
Oh, the Salto ones? Yeah. I don't know why they didn't. They should have just let me keep those. Like I should have just held on to them. They took them off.
Ooh.
I wouldn't have mind keeping them on, but I also now kind of want to make my own for my company.
Okay.
Which
That's
one?
what I'm talking about. You on your car should have your Did You Know stickers on there. You should be your own self-sponsor. You shouldn't.
Well,
I mean, that's
hopefully we are, right? Building a brand, and we are doing it that way.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck a sticker of my face, the outlines, my daughter's car.
Yeah, but now it's ruined by your summer beard.
It'll be back. The winter beard will be back.
That's gonna be my next question. How quickly can you grow that winter beard?
Couple months, I'll come back.
So,
But I mean, as far as brands go, I mean, when I sat down to make this week's thumbnails, I'm like, Kristjian, what is he? And I thought instantly, we need that synthwave look, because that is very much your brand.
Yeah, hey, I was a teenager in the 80s, to reveal my age a little bit.
wait till you guys all see next week's thumbnail.
Okay.
Next week's thumbnails are amazing.
Yeah.
But we should do, Rodney, we should do like a collector's edition of thumbnails.
I'm really trying to up my editing game over the past few weeks.
You stepped away from Photoshop? No, I mean, not Photoshop.
Wait. Hold up. Sorry. We got to take a time out here. Because I'd be over here with the expensive microphone. I even got the 4K camera on just for Sarah. And she's like, apparently it was her end.
It's none of the changes we've made on the back end, Alex. I think both of you took Sarah's comment and went, okay, well, let's make some adjustments.
I probably spent like $2,000 on like equipment just so that Sarah's audio would be better. And it turns out it was her speaker.
So Sarah needs to buy a new car?
No, I need to send her a bill for $2,000. What I gotta do.
This microphone is brought to you.
Brought to you
Or
by
Sarah.
like right here where I could put the Did You Know sticker. Where is it? I don't know. My camera's right here. Did you know?
Ah, yeah. I guess there's a little thing there. Wow. But yeah,
In all seriousness, though, this Did You Know series, right? Like I feel you're just scratching the surface, man.
Yeah.
I feel like the sky's the limit with it. I'd be curious what's holding you down.
Time.
Isn't it something that always makes fools of all of us?
It's it's time is the main thing. I got work and then there's some other things that I've gotten involved with this summer. So it's just I don't want to spend 16 or 18 hours behind the screen, making material and doing stuff.
But you look at it as an investment up front, right? And then it's evergreen income for you too.
That's true. Since I'm only 24, it's I have a lot of future ahead of me for this evergreen too, right? So I think that's part of it too. It's just I'm a grandpa now.
Just have your kids do it then. That's what I got my kids doing, my editing and stuff.
Good. Yeah.
If they want to do news breaks too, Alex, I'm happy to take help.
You just don't like my video that I was challenging you. I don't know what happened. You know what I think happened was StreamYard's like, no, this video is too high quality. We're gonna drop it down.
So yeah, last weekend I went to go edit the news break. I downloaded Alex's video and his screen separately because that helps with the editing. And when I went to review his video, the first minute and a half of it was this blocky mess. And then I'm like, what? Why? I re-downloaded it, Still the same mess. I'm like, what's going on here? Do we need to re-record? What's happening? I just let it go for a day, came back to it the following day, re-downloaded again, perfectly crisp the entire way through. Like,
Okay.
do you just need more time for processing StreamYard?
Maybe.
What happened was, what probably happened was the upload, because I recorded it, but I had to leave. So everybody was in the car, and I'm walking in circles in front of my computer going, finish uploading, finish uploading. As soon as I saw the check mark, I closed it and took off. I don't know what happened after.
So maybe the check mark came a little too early.
Probably, because it did go from 97 to a check mark.
Yeah, that does seem.
It sensed that you were pacing the floor and just, okay, give him what he wants.
These ones that they faked me out. So now we learned that StreamYard doesn't upload as the percent complete.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the old Microsoft progress bar when you were installing apps. It would go pretty fast up until about 90%. And then it would spend like 80% of the time just hanging there. Almost done.
I remember hearing from one of the Windows developer that entire bar was BS. It really meant nothing. They weren't tracking anything. It was just there to make you think something was happening.
Some intern got a project to like make a progress bar. Talk about the biggest psychological experiment of the century.
You know,
what do you guys think about Atlassian's advertisements in Jira?
I mean, we've got ads everywhere else now. I mean, why not?
Yeah, but you're paying for Jira. You don't pay for other.
And you pay for all the streaming services that you still get ads on too.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Where do you get ads unless you're paying for the not? You're intentionally paying for the ad-based one. It's a subsidy. We're not paying a sub. I'm not paying a subsidy for Jira right now.
Are you?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah.
I pay full price for Jira. A year ago, there were no ads. Now, all of a sudden, I can't click on anything without Atlassian throwing an ad.
I mean, Amazon's the same way. You used to pay one price, not get ads. You pay the same price now, you get ads.
Right. So do you think Atlassian is going to introduce a model where you get an ad-free experience? That's an even bigger premium?
Maybe.
If not, if any Atlassian's listening to this, they are now.
Dude, I just like watch them announce this next year. Jira, ad-free. For the low price of $22 a month per user.
Okay, if they announce this at Team 25 or even Team 24 Europe, I want people to come back to this video on YouTube and comment, TJL called it.
But wouldn't that be something if Atlassian did shift towards their free model to be more ad-based?
Somehow it would not surprise me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just another revenue stream. If somebody wants to pay for the ads, on there, then.
I mean, I'm reminded of the old Batman quote where you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny. Like, I think the first time that I saw it, and Sarah here reminded me, right, is I used to confidently be able to look at any Jira and go, you're on standard or you're on premium. It was easy. It was super easy because in the navigation bar, you either had the word plans or you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then Atlassian, it was like, we're just going to show everybody all the menu options, but you only get to go forward if you pay the right price.
Well, time has made fools of us, and we still have to quick Quizlet to go.
Oh, so man, I can't believe we got that far. Where's our producer telling us to do this?
He has been.
This is Bob.
Oh, wait, Alex. Yeah, this is one of those same as the warnings. You sure you want to rename in progress stats now? Right.
See, right. Quick Quizlet time.
Yeah, yep. Human nature, right? Just push through. Don't slow me down.
All right, so quick Quizlet. Kristjian, you've read the description. A, B, yes, no, fill in the blank questions. The idea is get the answer as fast as possible. Then after each question, you'll get a chance to explain the answer you gave.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Long live DC.
Long live DC. That's not one of the questions.
It normally is, though, right?
C.
Cloud versus data center.
C is the answer.
All right. So first question. How do you pronounce jQuery language? JQuil or JQL?
JQuil. Neither.
JQuil.
No, I do JQL. JQL.
What a rookie.
Yeah. Or if you want an Icelandic, Jolkuet.
Ándale, that should be better.
Jolkuet.
I like that one better.
Okay.
All right. Who is your favorite ultra-rich billionaire philanthropist superhero? Iron Man or Batman?
Batman.
Batman?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan.
No, I don't either. But
Alex, I have yet to hear you over the past 3 weeks approve of any answer on the quick Quizlet.
I don't think Alex approves of anything really.
My job is to disagree with everything Ronnie says.
Yeah.
Yes, actually. But it works, so
including his age, which I thought was a lot lower.
I mean, I'll take that as a compliment. It is. Thank you.
We're gonna see your birth certificate.
I mean, after the show, sure. All right. So, quick Quizlet question number 3. What is your Confluence pet peeve?
Confluence pet peeve.
Not having enough did you knows?
Well, it used to be how hard it is to see the permissions that people have. The none that you can't go in one place and like you can in Jira and see the project access people have, project permissions. So that's changing a little bit. Is that okay answer, Alex?
No. No, but I don't know.
So why is that not an okay answer?
Because it's my job to always disagree to whatever the guest responds with.
All right. So next question. Why are hot dogs packaged in sets of 10, but hot dog buns packaged in sets of 8?
Upsell. Well, sell more. That's why. It's the same thing in Iceland. Can you believe that? It's the same thing in Iceland. The number of hot dogs doesn't match the number of breads.
The buns?
Yeah, buns.
Why are they not the same?
I think this is just.
I think Kristjian has it. I think it's a chance for upsell because you have those people that will have to match it.
But then you're still off.
Well, yeah, but you bought 2 packages of bread buns, and then
I mean, you buy 8 packages of hot dog, 10 packages of hot dog buns. They'll equal out.
No.
And then you got yourself a whole party.
Okay, that was a good one.
What you should do is just open up the container at the store and just take out the dogs you need.
All right, last question. Last question. Do you wet your toothbrush before or after you put toothpaste on it?
I wet it after. Put the toothpaste on and then wet it.
Apparently, there's a right and a wrong way to do this.
It's just like the toilet paper. Does it hang over or under?
No, there's only one way to do the toilet paper.
Over.
Over.
You drill out the center and put it through?
What is this toilet paper you guys talk about? Bidets, man, bidets, life changing.
Okay. What about you guys? Do you wet the toothbrush before or after?
That we're still talking about the toilet paper.
I wet the toothpaste after I put it on the brush.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're supposed to wet the toothbrush first and then put the toilet. Put the toothbrush.
Is that the instructions?
According to Mark Ruth, it is.
Oh. I can we believe him though?
Matt wants to know: do you wet the toilet paper before you use it? It's called a wipe. But seriously, if you guys are not in the bidet game, I don't know that we can be friends.
No. Jeez.
Well, there goes TGL, guys. It's been a good run.
Thank you. Great. Appreciate you having me on the show. I look forward to pitching my tent in your yard, Alex, next April.
Just bring the beard.
Okay, I'll bring the beard.
Beard, not beer.
Yeah, if that's my admission, I'll bring the beard.
Just bring the beard.
Well, I mean, you could bring beard or beer. I think they're interchangeable. He'll take one or the other.
You would think I would like to, for the record, get a cheaper Atlassian ticket if I didn't have to buy into all that alcohol. I feel like it's just wasted on me.
You don't drink?
I mean, you give it to other people and become their best friends.
Hey, maybe we could, Alex, we can sponsor ourselves that way. We can sell our allotment of alcohol on the ticket to others.
To who?
I don't know.
We know people. We know people.
Yeah.
We're just like
other team goers.
Just have people drive by and go, here, pick up all these bottles of alcohol.
This is my portion.
Here's my drink tickets. Have fun.
Well, it's always a pleasure. Did you know?
Likewise.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
And absolutely, we'll definitely have to come back, especially end of the month, August 31st. We are doing our Goodbye Scott live stream. We are absolutely still looking at guests. Last time I checked was yesterday morning, and we have 5 slots still open. Please help us take one. Christian listeners, whoever. Last time I checked.
I thought we had all of them left.
No, we got some volunteers.
They're filling up.
They are filling up.
Yeah.
You signed up?
I haven't signed up, no.
Well, now you're signing up.
I guess I am. So what are you doing? At 1 hour slots?
No, just 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Oh, we don't know that yet. We're still trying to see how many people
come in and
we'll
come in and stay. Yeah, come in and stay for 1, 2, 3, all 10, whatever you want.
We're not going to kick you out.
Put me down. I'll show up with my 10 hot dogs and 8 buns.
Deal.
Or 16 buns and 10 hot dogs. I feel like you just gotta keep buying them, right? Like you gotta until they even out.
And then you buy another pack of hot dogs, another pack of buns.
I mean, at least come a multiple there.
So you get to a nice round number.
I think the hot dog companies own the bakeries. They made some deal.
They do. It's a scam.
Yeah, it is.
But guys, thank you for joining us today. And as always, we didn't choose the Jira Life. Jira Life chose us.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira Guy, Nissen. You can find Alex on YouTube at 8Tech Tutorials, and Rodney's blog is found over at thejiraguy.com. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us live as we record this podcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and our other Jira Amigos of the Peanut Gallery every week to ask your questions, let us know your comments, and just tell us what you're up to. But if you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. We're also available as a podcast over on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you listen to it and think it deserves a rating, we would very much appreciate it, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.